What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the greatest city in the world, Wrasslin City, where we talk all things wrestling. And this is your Bad Blood review. As always, we are your host. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Ryler.
And man, Bad Blood, for the most part, it was a pretty good show. I did not get to watch it live. Unfortunately, I was at a wedding last night, but I was able to watch it this morning. I didn't watch the whole show entirely in its entirety. I skipped through Bailey and Nia Jax. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I watched everything else. I really didn't pay much attention to the Gunther and Goldberg segment. I did see that like Goldberg like jumped the barricade and then Sami Zayn came out, but that's pretty much it. What did you think about the show?
So, like you were saying, basically, with your looking back at it, reviewing it, I think that this show was very notable, but the major things were really all you needed to watch on this show was the opener and the main event. The opener was, we'll get, I guess we may as well just go into it right now. But the opener was, I think by far I think it's not very far fetched to say the top five greatest Hell in a Cell matches of all time. And I would say it's the best one I've seen since probably Triple H and Undertaker at WrestleMania 28. I don't think any other ones. It was so brutal. It was a long match. It was we were just looking at that. It was 31 minutes. So it had good time for it, and it had that perfect we don't see I'm not accusing anybody, but we don't see this brutality every single week. This is
Yeah.
a very rare situation. We have not seen this much bloodshed in a match, intentionally or otherwise done in WWE in a very long time. So this fit. There's no. I don't think there was any other way to end this feud. Past this point, I don't think they should continue it because there's not going to be anything else beyond this. Is kind of going to be a letdown.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I have very good thoughts on this show, but this match in particular, I think was the highlight of the show for me. But we are both correct on our predictions. CM Punk won this match.
Yeah, I mean, because you were texting me about this match, I was getting ready to go back and watch Bad Blood, and you were
Try
just
not to
telling
spoil it. Yeah.
me, yeah, yeah, and I mean, and you said you told me it's brutal, and I was like, okay, bet let's go see it, and man, you did not lie. I mean, CM Punk got CM Punk got cut open first when Drew McIntyre threw him into the cell, and then later on, CM Punk hit Drew McIntyre in the head with a toolbox, which I thought was pretty neat. And then that right there, I mean, just busted Drew McIntyre wide open. He had to have like I think 16 stitches in the top
16.
of his
Yep.
head.
That's insane. Keep in mind when you like consider these injuries, it's not stitches, staples. So that's
Yeah,
like
yeah, Staples.
that's a very that's a bad gash. And
Mm.
there were photos that were uploaded of like it's basically the top of his head and like
I'll have the
in
photo
the
right
middle of
here.
his
Yeah,
hair.
I'll have the
Yeah,
photo.
yeah. So it was yeah, it looked very brutal. I imagine if I was predicting, I wouldn't predict that it was I would think that they planned for this spot, like them to get busted open, but it wasn't any sort of blade job, so I don't know.
Not at all.
It wasn't any sort of you can't really I don't know how far you can predict stuff like that. So the just a real life factor for it. There were a few moments during this where I was like, "Damn, are they gonna stop it? Like, is there gonna be some refs, tending to them, throwing up an X, something? I mean, they'll have to stall so the refs can do whatever medical assistance to get through it. But they didn't, at least not with the TV, the cameras picked up. It was a great match. I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah,
And
I can't.
also the digging of the the screwdriver and whatnot. Now
Yeah, the wrench and everything.
it's a
I mean,
little
there was
hard
one
with
part
those because
where
sometimes it's just a little nasty, you know what I mean? But it's like, it just added to the intensity of this. I
I
mean,
mean, there
no
was
other feud this would have fit better with.
I mean, there was one part in the match where CM Punk used the leg of the table and he like pushed down
Yep.
onto Drew McIntyre's head, and I was like, dude, like he went down with some force, and then he was just holding it there like above his throat. I was like, I mean, I mean, they said leading up into this match that they were going to like try to kill each other, and I think
They
they
did
actually
though.
tried
Uh-huh.
to. Yeah. Oh my
There
goodness.
was that, and there was also the slam on the steel steps. He hit the what was it, like white noise or whatever, and
Oh
dude,
yeah.
I mean, it hit Punk too. Both of them. I mean, they fell right on their like lower back, and
Yeah.
you
I
could
mean, Drew
tell,
McIntyre.
that hurt.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre, he tried to go for a Claymore, and then he fell right on
Mhm.
so his lower back hit the corner of them steps, and dude, I cringed. So I was like, oh, that hurt
Yeah.
me watching it. I mean, and then I thought Drew McIntyre was gonna pour out some
Yep.
some thumbtacks or something, but no, it was the just a bunch of beads that I guess WWE made
Which,
from that
yeah,
brace.
it's a little goofy, I understand,
Yeah,
but the symbolism behind it, especially at the end where he stuffed it all into his mouth, and then he had the chain wrapped around his knee, and then he hit him with the GTS. Oh, just the storytelling.
yeah,
No better way to cap that off.
yeah.
So
I mean,
props to them.
I just gotta give a round of applause to
Yeah,
both CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Just, I mean, not for just this match, but I mean, what they did for this entire year. I mean, this feud started in January. It
yep,
started when Drew McIntyre accidentally injured CM Punk, took him out of action with that Future Shock DDT during the Royal Rumble, and it's just wild how CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I mean, that feud wasn't even the original plan. A
yeah,
pivot, I mean, just to pivot to this, to having a box office rivalry to lead to a Hell in a Cell, that was one for the ages. I mean, credit to them two, credit to, Paul Levesque. He was cooking. He was,
yeah. Credit to
uh,
all people involved.
mhm.
Classic match. Great Hell in a Cell. Something I'm going to go back and definitely watch again in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Credit to Abyss. I heard that he was the one that produced this match. Man, just, I mean, that's what you want in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure. So yeah, we both got that prediction right. We both predicted CM Punk. We both predicted Nia Jax to win, and that's exactly what happened. Not much else I can say about
Yeah,
that one. I
I was
really
about to say, let's
watch it.
just Nia Jax won. I didn't watch it either, not necessarily because of this match. I was just busy during this time period. But yeah, no, I mean Nia Jax won.
Yeah, Stratton was getting ready to cash in, but Nia Jax is not going to let that happen. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. I mean, it's looking like obviously that Tiffany Stratton is going to cash in on Nia Jax at some point. Not sure when. I would have liked to seen it last night, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. So,
Tiffy time
after,
is approaching.
yeah, it is, and I can't wait. After that, Finn Balor, man, he loses to Damian Priest.
Poor Finn.
Yeah, for sure. You actually got that one right. I predicted Finn Balor, so that was the L on my side. I mean, this match was okay. I was expecting a lot more between these two. I mean,
Yeah.
the match they put on last night, I just feel like that's the kind of match that you would see on like an episode of Monday Night Raw. Um,
Yeah, it's just hard after you get through a Hell in a Cell match like that. Like we got in the opener, I get there was Nail or Bailey and Nia Jax, after that, but like you can't really top that honestly, and like at least in a singles match. So I get why it was a bit lackluster. It was still an okay match, but yeah, Finn just can't get the job done. I mean, kind of just a trend in his career, at
yeah,
least
Finn
recently.
Balor. Yeah, I saw this fact. Finn Balor hasn't won a singles match on a PLE since Extreme Rules 2022. That's when he beat Edge in an I Quit match. And he also hasn't had a pinfall in a singles match on a PLE since Super Showdown 2019 when he pinned Andrade to retain his Intercontinental
That's
Champion. So
wild.
that streak continues. I was hoping for it to end last night, but unfortunately it
That's
didn't.
5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years, and it, hell, it might go on to six because
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they can definitely continue this feed, though. I think that this can go on a little bit longer because that's just not. I think with how long they built them up for, I mean, the dissension, that it deserves something better. I don't know if it would be like last man standing, maybe. That would be a pretty good match. Or something like a steel cage. I know that doesn't necessarily keep everybody out, but that's the concept of it. So maybe like to hold all Judgment Day members, make sure they don't interfere or whatnot, even though they will in that type of match. But
yeah.
they could do something like that. But there's definitely still some more there's some more stuff they can do with this.
Hmm. Yeah, so after that, I think after that is when you had that altercation. Well, actually, you had Triple H. He made an announcement tonight, and I like how they hyped it up as like a major announcement. And I'm not sure how I feel about this announcement. So Triple H announced that at Crown Jewel, both of the men's world champions and both of the women's world champions will compete against one another, and no titles will be on the line. Not any of the world champions will be on the line, but the crown jewel champion will be on the line. So I guess whoever wins that match, those two matches, I get right now it looks like it's going to be Gunther versus Cody Rhodes, which I think will be a great match, and then Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. That's kind of odd. It'll be heel versus heel. So yeah, the winner of those two will win a. I guess there'll be a crown jewel. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I can tell you what I think about it. I think that it is terrible. I
Yeah,
understand the
I
concept behind it. Like not everything has to be. It's basically more of a distinction. It's not something that's going to be defended after this show. I get it, but at the same time, if you're doing that, then why make it a championship? Make it like a I don't know, some sort of award, like some big, like the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, like it has the actual thing they can hold, like a trophy. That's what I'm trying to say. Some sort
yeah,
of trophy. A championship kind of just insinuates they're gonna be a champion. They're gonna like it's gonna be a title that's gonna be in here. So I kind of don't like that. It reminds me of the Greatest Royal Rumble Championship.
yeah,
Terrible
yeah,
idea. So but I get it at the same time. It's one of the Saudi shows, right? Isn't it? It's in Saudi Arabia, right?
yeah. It's like Riyadh or Jeddah,
Okay,
one of
yeah. So it's
those.
another Saudi show. I get it. It's probably some sort of politics that make them do, have to implement that type of thing, like part of a deal of some sort. So I get it, but yeah, no, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, I mean when they announced that and I saw that they announced it, I was getting like major like Vince McMahon type book from that. I mean, I was like, I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon is sitting somewhere saying, "That's some good shit,
That's
pal."
exactly what I was about to say.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely something he would do, something he has done. So,
yeah, yeah, with the
yeah.
Greatest Royal Rumble, and then here we are in Crown Jewel 2024 with Triple H, and still getting that kind of booking. But
Yeah.
I mean, the matches, I mean, Cody and Gunther, I think will be a fantastic match. Liv and Nia, it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see how that goes, especially because they're both heels. So I don't know but yeah, I mean, other than that, after that, I mean, there was a Goldberg and Gunther confrontation. I'm really hope that doesn't lead to another Goldberg match. It's 2024. We don't need Goldberg in the year big 2024. I mean, he can
No,
just
we do not.
go back to his retirement home. He can go up to Colorado, watch his son play football with Deion Sanders. But no, we don't need Goldberg anywhere around our company anymore. So
You're telling me you don't want to see Goldberg return and then spear Gunther,
Shut
Jack
up.
Ham,
Shut up.
win
Shut
the
up.
world title.
All right. Enough of that. Enough of that. Time to move on. Time to move on.
Goldberg,
I've heard enough. All right. Next.
Goldberg.
I'm done.
Okay, I guess I'm finishing this by myself.
uh, okay. Now that you're done with that, we can actually get back to the things that actually matter, not Goldberg.
Not Goldberg.
Yeah. Next up after that, you had Rhea Ripley. She was trying to regain her Women's World Championship back against Liv Morgan. You had Dominic Mysterio hanging above the ring, kind of not in a shark cage. It was a kind of weird positioning where they had the shark cage. They had it like above the entrance way. I thought that was kind of
Yeah, I
odd,
thought
but
it was weird too that Rhea Ripley cut that promo before the match and was like, "Hey Dom, another thing, like just so you know, you're gonna be held up there." Like, wasn't that kind of what was like? Was that not
yeah,
already like, assumed or like a given that it was going to be suspended?
dude, there was a lot of things that like I don't know, like yet with that thing that I don't know. Hang on.
I don't think there's been a shark cage where they weren't like, you know, put up. I mean, there probably has been, but not recently.
Yeah, you had Rhea saying, "Oh, by the way, one more thing." Like we already knew that.
Yeah.
The whole match, in my opinion, it felt off. It definitely wasn't better than their SummerSlam match. Uh,
Yeah. In the
and then
ending.
yeah, the ending, man.
Yeah.
Talk about awkward. So towards the ending, Rhea Ripley attacked Liv Morgan some outside the ring, right in front of the shark cage. Dominic Mysterio opened the cage. Michael Cole said that he picked the lock. Probably learned that from like prison or something. He said something
That's
along those
definitely where he
lines.
left it from. Yeah.
uh, and then Dom's like leaning outside the cage, and then he falls down, and then he's just hanging there like a pinata. So then Rhea decides to tell the ref that I got some business to take care of. Decides to grab a kendo stick and turn her attention towards Dominic Mysterio, beats on him a few times, and then out comes Raquel Rodriguez. This is what I thought was weird. So Raquel comes out, hits Rhea from behind. The ref, Dan Engler, I think was his name, walks back to the ring, I guess to check on Liv, and then Raquel goes to throw Rhea back in the ring. The referee walks back towards Dominic Mysterio to like help him out to get down or something. And then the bell rings.
Yeah. It was a
It
odd
was
ending.
it was just a cluster. I mean, yeah, it did not look good at all. And then Raquel hits a power bomb
Yeah.
on Rhea Ripley and then throws Liv on top of Rhea when the bell is already rung.
I
And I
wonder if
was
that
like,
was planned or not. It felt like it was the way she did it was kind of funny, and it kind of felt like it wasn't really. She was just, I don't know, maybe just in like the heat of the moment, and she just did it because it felt like the commentators were like, "Oh, she's just doing it for the symbolism or whatever." Um,
yeah, I
yeah, I
guess so.
don't know.
It still
So
did very good.
yeah, so Rhea Ripley won by DQ, so we were technically wrong on that. But you gave the bonus point for Raquel Rodriguez returning.
I
So
should.
this is where my predictions start falling apart for the night. Yeah, so she returns. Okay. I mean, I'll take it. It was
Uh,
whatever.
Yeah, so it looks like I mean, I don't know where they're going to go after this. I see a lot of people still on Twitter thinking that this Rhea and Liv feud will continue on into WrestleMania. I really don't want to see it last that long, but
Yeah, I hope not.
if I had to book it, I would probably have Rhea Ripley take the title off Liv Morgan at like I don't know, maybe at the Saturday night's main event or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that happening.
But it looks like for the time being, she will be feuding with Raquel Rodriguez, kind of like how we stated in the prediction show. So I
Yeah.
guess, and then I don't know what's next for Liv Morgan. We'll see though. But I mean, match was, yeah, main event time. It was Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. They took on the unlikely duo of Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. before we get into the match, I just got to say one thing.
The entrances.
Yeah, the entrances. Roman Reigns' entrance was cool. It was I liked it. Cody Rhodes' entrance, not so much. I
You
don't know
didn't
the
like
yeah. Okay, I'll yeah. It was cool to have the band playing, but I don't know if you noticed this, but when I was watching it this morning, I think they messed up the cue like when its theme song started because it
Uh-huh.
this happened twice. It went when it does the dum dum and then it says wrestling only has one royal family. It did that and then like 5 seconds later it did it again. So I don't know
No,
like
I didn't actually hear that. I don't know,
I don't
maybe I'll go
know.
back and watch that.
Yeah, I mean maybe my stream like messed up and like I don't know, but I think that's what happened. Somebody let me know if anybody else noticed that, let me know in the
Uh-huh.
comments. But I just thought it was kind of awkward. But I mean, yeah, it was his entrance was okay. I'm not a big fan. I mean, of the marching bands. I
I
mean,
can get
Cena,
it. I can get
when
it.
Cena did it, at WrestleMania 24, I thought that was cool. But I don't know. I just think the timing was off, and then the band tried to play like during Cody's theme song, and they weren't in key. It's like the
It was a
band
little
or
bit
a
off sync.
few
Yeah.
seconds behind. So yeah,
It
it
was
was
a
a.
cool one-time thing. Yeah, I get it not being a definitely a
And I thought
reoccurrence.
it was weird that they were in Atlanta, but they had a band like Arkansas, Pine Bluff do it. I don't know. I
Yeah.
just thought that was kind of weird, but
Yeah, but so they had their entrances. They were all I mean Roman Reigns obviously as always.
and I thought it
Tribal
was weird.
chief.
You know, Cody Rhodes is the world champion, and he still had to come out before Roman Reigns. I think
Of
I think
course.
that right there tells us who WWE still has as their top guy. I'm
Yep.
sorry, Cody Rhodes, but I mean you're the champion, and you couldn't be the last entrance of the
You're the
night.
world champion, but that's Roman Reigns. That's
Yeah, I mean,
you know, it's different.
but other than that, what do you think of this match?
So I'm gonna be honest. During this time period, I was kind of tearing down some chicken strips. So I'm like Dominic. So I was kind of just watching on and off during this match. There wasn't really. Was there any notable spots during this match until we get to the obvious, the ending. It kind of just felt like a I don't know follow through like a regular tag match. There wasn't any spots I can think of that were too crazy.
I'm, I mean, I don't know what you're going. I mean, you might call me crazy, but one of the crazy spots that I saw was Roman Reigns hit a crucifix pinfall, and I can't tell you when we ever saw Roman Reigns do a crucifix pinfall. I
Maybe
don't
I
know.
didn't see that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was like, Roman Reigns is doing this in 2024.
He's expanding his moveset, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, I mean, the match was, and it was okay. It was very slow. It's what you would expect with a Roman Reigns
Yeah.
match.
It was okay. It was at the ending where we started feasting.
Yes. So, of course, the Tongans came out. They were trying to help Cody Rhodes. I mean, they're trying to help Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Roman Reigns was down on the mat, and then the Tongans are like yelling at Solo Sikoa to get him, like get him. And then out of nowhere, a guy in a hoodie and a mask is just standing there behind the Tongans. And then Solo Sikoa turns around, sees him, and then I think it was Tongaloa or Tama Tonga, I believe, goes up behind the masked man, pulls him around, gets super kicked to Tongaloa, and then Jimmy Uso would pull the hoodie down, pull the mask down, and he is finally back after months of saying
Finally.
after months of SmackDowns that we've gone through that saying that he's finally going to come back. Tonight was the night. Bad Blood in Atlanta. Jimmy Uso is back. I thought it was a pretty cool moment. He got a massive pop,
Hmm.
and then that led to Roman Reigns hitting Solo Sikoa with the spear to pick up the win. That was one of my bonus points that Roman Reigns would win the match. That's exactly what happened. So, man, yeah. I mean, other than that, the match was okay. I thought. I mean, we've seen better.
Yeah, it's basically kind of, it's what you expect. It was an okay match. That wasn't anything bad. Jimmy Uso, of course, when we don't predict him or, fully think that, we've been saying this every time, he's probably not going to return. He returns. So I am
Yeah.
so glad to see him back. Jimmy
Uh-huh.
Uso is I'm not gonna say underrated because people do really appreciate him, but I feel like he deserves more credit in comparison to Jey Uso because I think he is very good too in his own, his own unique way. But I will say I really enjoyed his heel character during the beginning of 2024 and like I guess end of 2023. And I'm kind of sad that he's gonna obviously come back as a face. I hope we get to see more of that heel character in the future, but just to like, there's just when Roman Reigns wasn't there and he was trying to be the tribal chief, but like nobody was taking it. I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny,
Yeah.
little gimmick he had. So,
Mhm.
yeah, but I'm cool to see him back. He got a very good pop, and this happened. You like you said, Roman Reigns won. We both got that bonus point. None of us predicted Jimmy, so that's not a bonus point. And then I thought I thought it was kind of over. It was
Yeah,
looking like
because
yeah. I was like Jimmy Uso is going to be the big return for the night. That's how we can send the crowd home happy. And then if you smell. I was like, damn, bro, I just lost these predictions.
yeah, you did lose these,
Tough.
you did lose these predictions, and that means you're a winner and new Wrasslin City predictions champion. This guy,
It's
yes,
about time. We've only done it for one
it
defense,
is.
but
Hey,
I don't
just
care.
like Cody Rhodes, I finally finished my story. I am finally predictions champion.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I'll get it back the next show. I'll
mm,
get it back. I'm
nah,
gunning for it.
I don't think so. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I didn't think The Rock was going to come back because they had Roman and Jimmy. They were getting ready to walk back up the stage. The new bloodline came in the ring, attacked Cody, and then Jimmy was like, "Come on, man, we got to go save him." And Roman's like, "Nah, nah, nah. That was just a one-time thing." Jimmy finally convinced him to. They go out there, they go in there and save Cody Rhodes, and then yeah, like you said, The Rock comes back, stands there with his people's title, and then he counts down. He counts from 1, 2 to 3, and then does the uh,
Yeah.
I don't know what that. Here's where I think this is going to lead to. I think obviously I know this is going to lead to Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes because did you listen to or did you see any of the Rock promo that he uploaded like after the show when he was like walking like in
No,
the
I did.
backstage? I mean, he was saying that he's pretty pissed off. So yeah, he did not like what he saw last night. So obviously this is going to lead to a Rock and Roman Reigns match. It needs to happen at WrestleMania 41 though. I it needs to. I think you can do Rock and Cody at Royal Rumble. I mean, but then again, there's got to be a time where Cody Rhodes has got to move on from the bloodline. I mean, it's been his whole story pretty much since he's come back. So
Okay, so based off what you said, I have a few things to say about that.
want to
For
hear
so
it.
first
So,
First of all, with what you I mean, I'll just most recent what you just said about the bloodline, I don't think it needs to just end. I think that it's kind of like a generational thing, like Cena and Orton, where it doesn't have to have a definitive like cutoff, like it has the climax, like the peak of the storyline, which was at WrestleMania 40, but it can always just kind of come back up and they can have some sort of miniature feud throughout the years. I think this is something when you look at the 2020s, you're going to be, 2010s was Cena and Orton, and then this year, this generation, it's going to be Cody and Roman. Um, and then what you were saying with The Rock and him returning or whatnot, I agree. I wonder what they're gonna do for Survivor Series. I assume they're probably just gonna indirect. Like, I don't think they're gonna give him a match at Survivor Series. Um, yeah, I don't think so. I wonder though with Cody and Rock, I wonder if they're going to end up mentioning that like gift that he gave Cody or whatever after WrestleMania. Like,
I would hope so.
are they just gonna not like remember when Vince had that like golden egg or whatever, and then they kind of just I wonder if it's gonna be something like that where it just doesn't get mentioned again. Or like Cody where he was talking about giving up his spot or whatever. They just move on from it, you know? Um,
Yeah.
so hopefully they expound on that and they can do that, like you said, yeah, going into the Rumble.
Yeah. At least we know what's going to happen with Cody Rhodes moving forward because
Mhm.
following the show, this was
Yep.
not the show. This was posted on WWE's social media. Well, I mean, was it posted on their social media or was it just posted by like just
So, I don't know if it was posted it probably was after, I assume, posted on their social media, but fans recorded this. I'm assuming it was, quite possibly like a worked fan, like somebody they actually put on to upload it, give that because they're not just gonna do this type of thing with nobody actually seeing it. But, yeah, Kevin Owens attacked Cody Rhodes. That's crazy for, like,
yeah,
the
it's crazy
social
because
media is
because like
great.
2 weeks ago, yeah, I think that's a great way for them to use their social media. And because like 2 weeks ago, I was telling you that I don't think Kevin Owens should be the one to turn heel, but I
Too
mean, I
late.
was wrong, I guess. Yeah, I Triple H must have heard that and said, "Oh, really? Okay."
And it doesn't have to be presented as a full heel turn, I don't think. I think it can if they wanted to do it this way, they could do it as more of a, like, the frustrations built up and there's some and those tensions just kinda went over, after, during
Yeah,
this moment.
I want to hear what was said because you couldn't hear what was
They're gonna
said.
talk about SmackDown,
Yeah,
definitely. They're
I
gonna
mean,
show it. Yeah, be like,
I mean,
"Oh, this happened after the show," and then they'll show it in some sort of segment.
yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll have I don't know, like Kevin Owens or maybe Cody Rhodes kicks off SmackDown and then calls out Kevin
Mhm.
Owens. Shows the video and then calls them out. But I'm looking forward to see where this goes. Yeah, maybe, yeah, but like you're saying, maybe Kevin Owens didn't turn heel. Maybe they just were talking, didn't agree, so they just decided to, throw a couple hands and then. But
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens after that. That pretty much does it for our Bad Blood review. Uh, Not much else to say. Yeah, that's that's pretty much it. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys thought of Bad Blood. Would you give it a thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, thumbs down? I'd give it a thumbs up.
Definitely a
That's
thumbs up. I
yeah,
love that this show left us with a lot of questions. It didn't just end off stuff and then wait for us to see how they were gonna move on from this. It left like, "Oh, I can't wait to see how they're gonna respond to Rock, to Kevin Owens turning heel, to" there's just a lot to, look forward to now. So thumbs up.
for sure. Yeah, as always, subscribe if you haven't yet. Come join the greatest city in the world, Wrasslin City, for all your wrestling content. Make sure to like this video, share this video, be a friend, tell a friend. Until then, we will see you guys next time. Peace.